When I was a young monk, I believed strength was something loud, something you showed with your voice, your speed, your achievements. I thought the strongest were those who moved the fastest, who climbed the highest, who never stumbled. But one day, a traveler came to the monastery. He was young, perhaps not much older than I was at the time. His face was tired, his eyes filled with a kind of silent confusion. After we had shared tea, he looked at me and asked, "Master, how do I keep going when I feel empty inside?" I smiled and looked out toward the mountains behind our monastery. I said to him, "Do you see those peaks? They were not formed overnight. They were shaped by wind, rain, pressure, and time. Strength is like that. It is not given. It is grown." He didn't respond, but I could see his heart was listening. You see, many people think they must wait for motivation to arrive, as if it were a train that pulls up when the timing is right. But life doesn't work that way. Real strength, the kind that endures, doesn't come in loud moments of inspiration. It's built slowly, patiently, through each small act of courage. I remember my first winter alone in the meditation hall. The silence was thick, almost unbearable at times. I thought peace would come simply because the world outside was quiet. But I learned that silence without awareness is just emptiness. Peace only comes when silence meets purpose. And purpose isn't always grand or heroic. Sometimes it's as simple as showing up for yourself, even on days when you feel like disappearing. Sometimes it's choosing to breathe instead of react, to stay when it's easier to run, to listen when you'd rather be heard. That same winter, I watched a small bird fall from its nest during a storm. It hit the ground hard, wings trembling. I thought it wouldn't survive the night. But just before dawn, it began to move slowly, awkwardly, but with determination. Not because it was strong, but because it hadn't given up. And I thought to myself, isn't that what strength truly is? It's not about feeling ready. It's about rising anyway. We are all that little bird, sometimes bruised, unprepared, uncertain. But within us lives a quiet voice that says, "Try again." It whispers when the world gets too loud. It stays with us when others leave. It does not shout, but it endures. And so I tell you now, if you feel lost, if the path ahead seems unclear, pause, close your eyes, take one deep breath. Not everything needs to be solved today. Not every mountain needs to be climbed this hour. But if you can take just one mindful step, then that is enough. That is progress. That is power. The most fulfilled people I've met in this life are not those who chased every opportunity. They are the ones who walked their path with intention. They learned that growth is not in the speed, but in the stillness. Not in chasing more, but in being fully present with less. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. Every hardship you face is shaping your strength. Every tear watering the roots of your future wisdom. And one day, when you look back on these moments, on the pain, the doubts, the days you thought you couldn't go on, you will see them not as curses, but as teachers. Because they led you here, to yourself, to your truth, to your strength. So walk slowly, but walk with purpose. Speak gently, but speak with truth. Live simply, but live with meaning. And always remember, the strongest souls are not those who never fall, but those who choose to rise again, quietly, mindfully, one breath at a time.